Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and I hope you're all having a wonderful time of the year. And speaking of, around this time is when I start looking towards the future of the next year when it comes to the Sims franchise and the future of the Sims and whether we're going to be getting new packs and what they can be and themes and all of those things. But it always feels a little bit selfish, which is not to say that I won't be doing my own wish list for 2022, because I absolutely will. Because we all know I love a little rant and a little natter about The Sims 4. However, this year, I also decided to pass the microphone over to you lot on my Twitter and asked, minus The Sims 5, because I felt like that was gonna be everybody's answer, what you would love to see from The Sims this year, and I decided to do a little reaction to each of them. This isn't really gonna be like a whether I think this is possible or not. There may be like some where I give a little bit of clarity, but most of them are just gonna be like me agreeing or disagreeing and why. I know we all want bug fixes, and I know we want them to actually focus on like the big ones in 2022. Starting off strong with Jollybean, who had this amazing list of what I feel like most people want to see. I'm gonna go through some of the ones that stand out. Memories, I have the worst memory ever, and I can't really remember how memories worked in The Sims 2 or 3. I think I need to go back and like re-jog my memory. But I would love to see some form of a memory system, especially in The Sims 4. Like, sentiments I feel are so undercooked and undervalued in the game, and I feel like they could tie that to a memory system. And like, if you remember getting divorced to a Sim, like you always kind of have a little bit of that bitterness, and obviously your Sims would remember it and like have feelings towards that Sim. Also, a memory system for me also works like The Sims 3 Generations, where you used to be able to like record your kids like taking their first steps or like decorating their first tree. I really want like vlog cameras in the game. I know technically we have drones, but you can't actually see what you record on a drone in The Sims 4. Revamped wishes and fears. Sims 2 had the best wishes and fears system ever. I absolutely loved it. I love how it had an effect on your Sim if you like completed too many fears. Attraction system, yes, I want my Sims to be able to Netflix and chill whilst being attracted. I also saw someone say this not even just in the romantic sense, but like getting along with Sims and like making friends and having that sort of things that you have in common with each other. That could also be really cute. It doesn't just have to be chemistry romantically. Zodiac signs, I, as you know, am a sapphic beach, and therefore I feel like it's in the requirements to at least understand a little bit of zodiac signs and astrology. And whilst I do really have an interest in that, and I do like just learning about it and hearing about it, I don't really think it makes The Sims feel all that different. It's a nice little label for them to have, but to me it's never really had an effect on like their personality, and so I'm not really that fussed by zodiac signs, sorry. Fewer kits, absolutely. I mean, no doubt about it. We got 9 kits in 2021, and I do not want a repeat of that. I know they said that kits weren't used as like filler content and they weren't going to take away from other packs. However, the first year that we've had kits, we've only had 1 expansion when we usually have 2. We've only had 1 stuff pack back at the very beginning of the year and then didn't see any more. And we had 1 game pack, which wasn't my favorite game pack ever. So whilst they said it wouldn't take away from them, it kind of feels like it took away from the rest of the content, I'm not gonna lie. Right, Nate the Loser. Freed babies. One of the biggest conversations in the Sims community, I feel like, for the past few years. And I used to very much be on the team of wanting freed babies. And then in the last few years, I've kind of swerved more towards, I feel like they could put their time and energy and cost into something more interesting than freed babies. And whilst I do kind of still hold that opinion, I do feel as if like babies are a very small life state. I would just like them to look a little bit different. Body hair, it's wild to me that we still do not have body hair in this game. I hope that if we do ever get body hair, it's for both frames in The Sims 4. I don't want it just to be tied to masculine Sims. I hope they also make variants for feminine frame Sims as well. Heterochromia, again, how are we going into 2022? Cats and dogs have heterochromia, Sims don't. And it just seems like such an easy thing. Kath! More realistic clutter items would be really cool. And I know I literally just said no more kits, or at least not as many kits as we got this year. I actually think this is a really good idea for a kit. It kind of works on the same like mind frame. Sorry, my dungarees always fall down. I don't actually know why I wear these for recording. It's just the Stardew Beach in me. This kind of goes off the same thing as a plant pack. I really liked the Blooming Room kit because it felt very specific and it definitely felt like you were able to pick a mix. If plants didn't interest you, you definitely didn't have to pick up the kit. And I do think that's a kind of strong point about kits. Ooh, Peachy Fairy, hair sliders and clothes color sliders. There is actually a mod that does this. I know, I'm sorry to everyone who plays on console or a computer that doesn't allow you to run mods. And whilst I would love to see this, I genuinely, this is one that I don't think is ever gonna happen. Like, if you think about all the assets that we have in the game, I don't think they would ever split off a team to work on color sliders. Also, more favorites came up more times than I was anticipating. So obviously this year we kind of got your preferences in the game and they definitely felt a little bit weird. Like, I don't really know why music is there because music is just on in the background of my game. I never really focus on like radios and like what's playing unless I'm at a party. So it felt weird that that was there, but then stuff, for example, like favorite food or even favorite drink, because your Sims can quite literally order their favorite drink from the bar, but you can't actually choose your favorite drink. Of course, I had to include Julian, aka Iron Seagull, because honestly, Julian has some of the best ideas. Cars, I fully agree with Julian. Honestly, Julian won me over when it came to cars. I know a lot of people say, well, The Sims 4 has loading screens, why would we need cars? I actually just think they add a lot of personality, and I basically want cars because I love working on the old bangers of cars and like doing them up, and I love getting to do that as like a family thing, buying a present for your teenager. I know teenagers can't learn to drive, but it would be quite cute, and I just always really want that as a hobby. And if you've never played The Sims 2, I highly suggest it because then you'll see how cars work with loading screens. Werewolves have actually been way more popular than I ever thought they would be. I feel like I never really saw people playing with werewolves back in The Sims 3. I don't know if I would ever want a werewolf pack itself. I love vampires. I think vampires are some of the best occults that we've ever had in any Sims game. I think I would prefer fairies and werewolves together, which sounds weird, but I think at this point in time in the game, I think I just would prefer it as an expansion pack. Spiral stairs is one of those things that, again, I can't believe we're going into 2022 and we don't have spiral stairs. We literally got a stuff pack that was called Tiny Living, and it was all about like making your space smaller and being able to live in it. And the items that we got, like, I love Tiny Living. I think it's one of the best stuff packs that we have, but thinking back on the items, they really weren't that space saving. Another plumb bob. Oh my goodness, what an unpopular way to start your freaking wish. My top wish is not generations or even cars. My top wish is for Sims personalities to keep getting better until we have a truly unique Sims. Improve the preferences system, which has been forgotten about, to bring actual hobbies, better aspirations, wants and fears, etc. Yes, oh my word. Please chisel this into my gravestone. That's how much I believe in this. Literally, this is everything I think is wrong as a storyteller in The Sims 4. It's just every sim feeling so samey. Sentiments were so cool, but there's so much that could be done with them, and they're like brought into the game, and then it's like, cool, you have this system, go play, be happy with it. And whilst you give all this feedback, like nothing is ever done with it. And I do feel like that's why a pack refresh of Spa Day went down well, because it finally felt as if they were looking at their past mistakes and being like, you know what, we ignored this, we should probably get to fixing something about it. But none of that's really been done for like the actual systems in game. Like, we just get new content. Bands, I just want to make music. Also, more pack refreshers. I genuinely didn't think the Spa Day refresh was that popular. I know everyone liked it. I feel like it fell off very quickly. I definitely wouldn't have chosen Spa Day as the first pack to focus on, but I think we all just enjoyed the element of the team looking back and fixing something, and we obviously want more of that in 2022. I actually think the little festivals that they did as an event were really cool, and a lot of people were like, ooh, maybe this is a hint towards bands. Maybe soon we'll get like a musician career, like a proper musician career, not just the one that's tied into like entertainer. I don't know if I would prefer them to come in like an expansion, but we already have like DJ mixes. It's weird. The Sims 4 is so forked out into different directions. So forked up, man. Rep for the console players, eyelashes and body hair. Absolutely. Those eyelashes are god awful. There's literally a mod to remove the EA eyelashes. If that's a thing, you should probably look into how eyelashes look in the game. Thigh-high boots, I don't think thigh-high boots have ever happened. I do think there's a little bit of a struggle with thigh-high boots because I think they would have to be included in a full body fit. I thought this was a super interesting one by Eric for a Generations expansion idea. You just like link this tweet to me, which I mean, I'm all for. Landline phones, I'm not really that fussed by. I definitely agree with the hopscotch, tag, hide and seek, anything like that. Even just being able to like throw a ball around and things, like Kid Sims barely have anything to do, and it makes me so sad. Also, for elders, I agree with all of this. Canes, bingo, wills, inheritance. Being able to like send your grandchild off to their grandparents' house for like a weekend and have them look after them. I just feel like elders need to feel more part of the family in a sense, because right now they either live with you and they just kind of continue doing all of the things that you've usually done because there's not really anything like elder specific. Also, I feel like having old people's homes or assisted living would be quite cute, because then it would feel like a little community of like elders in the game, and they could actually like live out their life and like retire and have their own little sense of community instead of just like either being with the family or like being shot into the background of a story. I don't really feel the need for stag and hen parties because I actually do that with Get Together, which I know kind of sucks if you don't have Get Together. Larry Lemons went off. I'm gonna leave this up on the screen for a little while so you can have a read through. I'm not gonna touch on everything, but counters having Sims 2 swatch system. Also beds. Anything like that, I feel like a 2 swatch system is absolutely missing in The Sims 4. And it all comes back to like kids having personalities and like being able to tell them apart from each other. Like themed rooms, for example, I would just love to be able to change like the swatch of a bed wood and then change the covers, and I just think it would add a little bit more. Also, I wish that Sims relationships weren't always equal. What if you're madly in love with your wife but she fell out of love? The stories you could tell with that, and who knows, obviously we know, well, we hope that we're getting that revised story progression in 2022. Imagine if something like this came to the game. That would be absolutely incredible. Your bars are high and hers are low. So for example, you like tried to flirt with her, you tried to sleep in the same bed, and she was just like, no, I don't like you anymore. Get away from me. I just would really like to see more negative things in my game, please and thank you. Let my Sims hold grudges and have them actually have an effect on my game. Pronouns are a big hope for 2022. It is looking hopeful, I want to say. I'm gonna put a very big asterisk on that one. But we have been told that in January or February, the Sims team are gonna do their like Maxis Monthly that they usually do over on twitch.tv/The Sims. And we do know that they are gonna be discussing the future of pronouns, disability assets such as prosthetic legs and arms as socks and gloves, wearing hearing aids. I think that would be sick. I mean, I definitely feel like that is a big piece of representation that we are missing in the game, and actually hasn't really been talked about officially actually all that much recently. I feel like a few years ago we were definitely having more of a conversation about that. Ooh, that was quite the list, I have to say. I feel like I've talked a lot. I may have a headache from my own voice. But you lot want 2022 to be a big year for The Sims. Obviously, we would love to see all of these things come this year. Is that realistic? No. Do I hope that at least a few of these things come in 2022? Yes. Specifically, less kits and more focus on bigger packs. And those refreshes as well. Like I said, I honestly didn't think that the refresh was as popular as it was, but it seems from this feedback, a lot of you really enjoyed the refreshes, and honestly, I do think we deserve more bang for our buck for a lot of packs. So thank you all so much, everyone who replied to this. I'll actually link the initial tweet that like spurred all of these comments down below in case you want to add your own, or if you would just like to read through other people's and get to know more people in the community, that would be cool. Leave your ideas down below in the comment section. I love doing these kind of chatty videos because I honestly think it's a really cool opportunity for you lot to have your say. And then if the Sims team are ever like, hey Mol, can you give us some feedback on so and so, or can you like tell us what the community wants at the minute, I can just be like, boom, I already did the research for you. Sims, there's some New Year's resolutions in here for you. I'm expecting them. Get on it. You have 365 days. Actually, this video isn't going up on New Year's Day. Thank you all so much though. I super duper appreciate you. Let's cross our fingers and toes if you can. I know I always get told that that's not normal. I personally think it is. But let's just hope that at least some of these things are listened to and we do hopefully see them in the year of 2022. I appreciate you all. Take care of yourselves and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.